The reason why Chinese live outside of Intramuros. So Chinese pirates Lima Hong or Lima Feng burned churches inside of Intramuros 1574. So there's some Chinese wants to go inside to make a market, but the Spanish are not allowed the Chinese. So you know how Chinese are smart. They know that not all people can afford expensive things. So they make same Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Christian Dior, Prada, Nike. So the Asian traders from Port Santiago come here to trade with them. But the Spanish attack the Chinese. Then Chinese use the tunnel right there, going Binondo. So they're totally separated. They're separated against the Spanish town and make their own Chinatown in Binondo. So that's why there's a barrier between the Spanish town and Chinatown. That is the Pasig River in the middle. And until now, China is that way. There's a good side that the Pasig is bad. But for the Filipino, we don't care because we know that we can save money more, right? But normally, Sir Ma'am, it's not about the Chinatown. It's about our national hero, Dr. José Rizal. So Dr. José Rizal, remember, he is a half Chinese, half Filipino. He lived in Calamba, Laguna, far away from here, but he chose to study inside of Intramuros, Ateneo de Manila for elementary and high school. Also, when he was college, he was inside the University of Santo Tomas for medicine and optical to help his mama because his mama had catarata. So, suddenly he moved to Spain, France, and Germany to study more to get our independence against the Spanish. But the Spanish discovered that Dr. José Rizal is the leader of La Liga Filipina. So that's why the Spanish government threatened him that if you don't come back here, I will kill you, brother. So that's why he was arrested in Barcelona and moved to Port Santiago. And after that, executed at the Rizal Park, Bagumbayan or New Town, December 30, 1896 in the age of 35 years old, and he spoke 22 languages. He was shot by 16 men, 8 Filipino and 8 Spanish men. But in 16 shooter, only one have a bullet and they didn't know who's the shooter. He was shot from the back like this. Before he shot, he said it is done. So everything that he done for this country is done. So when he shot, he tried to turn around, fall down and he said, I'm not a traitor. Then he died. The question is, what happened to the Philippines after we didn't get our independence because Rizal died, right? So there's a guy named Andres Bonifacio declared the first independence of the Philippines August 19, 1896 and declared the first flag of the Philippines, the red flag with KKK, kataas-taasang, kagalang-galangang, katipunan. Okay? But not considered as independent because he is the leader of communists. So that's why American came, and we thought that Americans are savior. So remember, the Spanish and American have a pre-war in Manila Bay just to show by American to Filipino that they're here to help us. Totally not. When the Spanish lost, before they left, they sold this country to America exactly 20 million US dollars gold coin. And it's a law from Paris. It's called Treaty of Paris that it means this island is now owned by Americans. So when the Filipino heard that American bought this country, then Filipino fight against American 1899 to 1906 Philippine-American War. Filipino won, but Americans still colonize us for over 40 years and make their own government. They call it U.S. Government of the Philippines. And that's why we need to speak English and we need to pay high taxes from them until we can. The question is, if American came here to help us, why American need to colonize Philippines? So they came here now for us, for what we have. So that's why, like I said, madam, we have 3 reasons why Philippine government don't like American government. First reason, 1898, they said that they want to help us, but they broke the first promise, so they colonized us 40 years. Second one, they use money to convince Filipino to become one of them, to fight against Japanese because of American don't want to sacrifice and risk their own people and their own country. So that's why America and Japan use our country to become battlefield, and because of that, millions of people died. But after the war, nothing, even a cent or a $1, they didn't give anything to us. That is the second one. And remember, this is the third one. The worst thing happened, remember, back in 1904, when American people come in the Philippines, want to bring our indigenous Filipino in Missouri and America. And they said that they want to make an event. They call it the human zoo. So while our people dancing in the middle, then the white people watching and laughing from us because of they thought that Filipino can eat dog every day. They didn't know that we ate dog once a year, like traditional food. So while people eat dog, So while people eat dog, people suffer, then people die. But there's a one woman survived, and her name is Maura. Maura is not died. The problems about American people is American people took the brain out from our heads, then put to American Museum. So there's a woman here in the Philippines named Jessica So. She do documentary about the people life. After she made the film, the American Museum watched the film saying, "We are apologizing for what we done to you guys, and now we have a plan to bring back the brain of Maura to your country." But until now, nothing. So that's why even our recent president Rodrigo Roa Duterte say, "I don't need help from America," but American always come here trying to help us against China. And now we have more than 12,000 American soldiers are deployed here in the Philippines trying to help us in China. Because of China invade one of our islands, and that is the Sprat Island. So if American took over the islands, American earn a lot of money. Yeah.
Okay.
Have a king in this island. This a voice record?
Yeah.
Okay. So before the Spanish came here in the Philippines, we have a king in this island. Our king's name is King Luisong Cagayan Italiano. King Luisong owned not only Philippines, he owned Hawaii, Guam, Spratly Island, Sabah in Malaysia, and many more from 9th to 15th century. They call it Maharlika, or it means royal family. Philippines is one of the most richest. We have everything here like gold, silver, bronze, spices, natural resources, everything. But the problem is the people live here before have no unity and knowledge about what we have in the Philippines. So that's why the Spanish colonized us for over 350 years. So before Christianity and Muslim, the only thing that we have here before is what we call animism, Hinduism, and Buddhism. So we believe in the nature spirits. The man that's made from wood or stone are what we call Anito. But around 900 BC, when Brunei and India come in the Philippines tried to spread the religion of Muslim, people did not believe because we have our own. But around 14th century, when Malaysia Sabah, not far away from the Philippines, tried to spread the religion of Muslims, because of that, people started to change their religion. So that's why before Christianity, the first one is Muslim. Until Fernando Magallanes, Ferdinand Magellan from Portugal, a Portuguese explorer. So remember, he didn't sail to Spain to come in the Philippines. He sailed to Spain to find the spices. But while they sailing, they saw an island, and that is the Philippines. So there's a small islands in the Philippines, they call it Samar, and there's a small islands in Samar, they call it Humonhon. So when Magellan saw Humonhon, he was landing there March 16, 1521, then he said, "I discovered Philippines." So how did Magellan communicate to people? He used Christianity and babies and religion. So Magellan discovered that we have so many natural resources and the Filipino no idea about it, so that's why Magellan pushed the people to pay high taxes for him. But there's a guy named Don, and that is Dato Lapu-Lapu. So Dato Lapu-Lapu and Ferdinand Magellan was fight together in the Battle of Mactan and Cebu. But Magellan underestimated the power and skill of the mountain people, so he entered the fight, lost, not survived, and he died here in the Philippines, living for only 1 month. Until Miguel López de Legazpi, the Gobernador General from Spain and Mexico, was left in Guam 1564 to arrive in 1565. Until he heard about our city. So remember, ma'am, sir, the only thing that we have here before is what we call Fort Santiago. Fort Santiago is beside of the Pasig River, used by different traders just to come here to trade, like what? Chinese, Indonesian, Indian, Malaysian, Mexican, Japanese, different people. And it was under by two Moro Muslim people, led by Raha Sulaiman, and one of the most important guy, the wooden palisade of Raha Matanda. So when Miguel López de Legazpi heard about our city, he sent his two lieutenants, Martin de Goiti and Juan de Salcedo, to attack Cavite and to attack Manila. But Juan de Salcedo attacked Manila May 24, 1570. Then he started to burn everything. Why? Like I said, it is a wooden palisade. So it means all of the houses that they have before was made from nipa and bamboo or nipa hut, like materials. So after that, Miguel López de Legazpi arrived here June 24, 1571, and his plan is to build these walls to cover the city against foreign invaders like an earthquake. So before they call it Intramuros, they call it first Intramuros. So what is Intramuros? Intra, it means inside. Moro coming from the Moro Muslim people who lived here before to give them respect, or also known Bangsa Moro in Mindanao. But Miguel López de Legazpi is a Gobernador General, so that's why he called this Intramuros, or means inside the wall. But the question is, what is the original name of our city? So that's why I bring it here. Because most of local or foreign like you, they didn't know. Okay, so remember we have 15 gates. Every gate is what we call Intramuros, or gates inside the wall. The question is, what happened when you get inside the walls and what you're gonna see? The city of what we call Manila. Okay? But there's a definition of this word. Before, they call it M-A-I, in short, Malay, or Malaysia, because of our religion. And as you can see, it becomes my, different words, same sounds. Right? My, it means there is. There is what? There is a nila. Nila, or nilad, it's a name of plant that grow in a Pasig River. So when there's a rain come, the Pasig River become high tide, then the nilad will comes out. Nilad never comes out if the water in Pasig River are not high. So that's why even the Spanish are here far away from the river, they know that there's a nilad coming up from the Pasig River because there's a raining. So that's why they call it there is a nila or nilad in the Pasig River. Become Maynila, Filipino. Manila because of English American, and Intramuros because of the Spanish. And nilad are very important to them because nilad is used for medicine. And all of the flower or plants that grow in the Pasig River have a color indigo or bluish purple color used for dye extract. Most of the time, black gold, or also known in the Philippines, gold. So nilad are done. The only thing we have there is water lily. Doesn't matter if low or high, the water lily. And by the way, sir, ma'am, this is the original gate of Intramuros. This is what we call Puerta Real, or means for royal gate. So only royal family, government official, and rich people can use this gate. So if you're rich, you can go, but if you're poor, you're not. And then there's another original name came from Asian Indo. They call it Kota Silodong, or the Kingdom of Manila. They call it Asian Indo because the Spanish did not call us Filipino. Instead, they call us Indio, or slave. The man or the people who build these walls and structure inside the city is Chinese and Filipino. By the way, the question is where the stone came from. So in the Philippines, sir, before the Spanish colonizers, we have 7,169 islands. And because of our 21 active volcanoes and one of the volcanoes get popped up, they use the volcanic top or ash volcanic, then mix to egg. When you open the egg, there's a two color inside, yellow and white. Separate yellow, use white because white is sticky, then mix to ash volcanic, then become adobe. So that's why the Spanish called this city the piece of cake. And because of our volcanoes, our islands grow become 7,641 islands. Too much islands. Then also this place became the Japanese barracks during World War II and the first Aquarium de Manila, or ocean park.
Okay.
And the golf course was made by Americans during American period when Americans discovered that we are surrounded by mosquito with dengue. So Americans started to cover the moat, then become grass, and later converted as a golf course. So when American board inside, they go outside just to American style.
American style.
Wanna take a picture now, sir?
Huh?
One of the most famous engineering, but the number one University. It was founded by Don Tomas Mapua in 1925. That's why they call it Mapua University. But when the British wants from the British royal government and the Spanish royal government, they make an agreement, what we call Royal Decree 01-4, that all things from Filipino was you need to bring back. But when the British thought that we're free from the Spanish, the British was left, and the Spanish continue what they do here until it was used by the Spanish against Philippine-American War, and Japanese against American during World War II. And I show you this cannon, sir, ma'am, because this cannon is different from the other.
Aha.
So this cannon is pointed right there at the Citadel of Manila. So it was built by America in 1939, finished in 1941, and destroyed by Americans here. That is the province of America. They build, destroy, rebuild, destroy, and that. And this how it works, sir. They put the gunpowder right here, manually, the cannonball, and fire. But 7% of people use this before died. Sometimes it's not working, so they explode inside. And there's a reason why there's a rump. If this one destroyed, they put another one easily. So if you want to touch, you can touch, but don't push the button. You can see that is pointed right there. By the way, that is yeah, we got one of the biggest and oldest Chinatown in the world. That was the first time. Before the pandemic hit the world, Xi Jinping offered money to Duterte saying to help people to get vaccinated.
Okay.
So Duterte took the bike from Xi Jinping. So while the Philippines are busy to help people homeless, everything, Chinese is like. So after, like, when started from 2 months, we saw some structures. 6 months, we saw big everything right there. Coast Guard. After a year, 2 years, we saw some landing from the plane and everything. And now, when you want to visit there to get there, the Chinese is like, you're not want to come here. This is a red zone of China government. This is a big consequences if you enter to the West South China Sea.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Sana hindi mangyari kasi pag
Yes,
mangyari,
ma'am. People.
Oh my God.
Usually now people are starting to walk up and realize what it is. Usually we didn't feel that we have president. Wait, you know, first day when people know that Marcos are running as a president, people are obsessed. They're trying to vote Duterte. Let's start the election and let's start Marcos. Maybe Marcos is a better president, right? So people like him. But after he won, do you know what happened? People start to hate him.
Yeah.
Because he go to America, visit to Singapore, and watching F1 racing. While his people suffering
Oh my
here in the
God.
Philippines.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Ano sakit niya?
Okay, so welcome. This is the saddest part of Intramuros. Why? This is all about the 100,000 people died during American Liberation, World War II. Happened between February 3, March 3, 1945. 100,000 people. So that's why this guy named Peter de Guzman made this box February 18, 1995 to show to the people who killed to the 100,000. So that's why there's a time capsule in the back of this box. Do you want to see the time capsule? There's a time capsule. Come.
What's that?
This capsule will be open February 18, 2045. So we need to wait more 21 years. So this guy or Peter de Guzman don't want to blame the American directly. So that's why he made this time capsule. Maybe there's some documents, files, videos telling to the people that this is the country who killed to the 100,000. And also, ma'am, sir, they are not sure if it's more than or exactly 100,000. So I hope they're still alive. 2045, you can see what happened here. Chinito. Site that used by the Japanese to kill Filipino. Look at the places. Do you notice something? Most of the places are churches. Japanese know.
Schools.
Japanese know that Filipino are religious. They hide in the church, pray, save their life from the death. So that's why Japanese know where the Filipinos hide. They go inside the church, they kill it one by one. Why the Japanese kill Filipino? Because Japanese know that American and Filipino are allied. And that place was used by the Japanese. Even your kid, baby. Usually, Japanese are worsening that occupied the Philippines because of the way they live. Usually, when they rape or slave women, after they rape, they cut the breasts and they throw it inside. But that is not the worst thing. The worst thing is back in Indonesia, China, and Korea, when Japanese use small sticks and put to the private parts of the body until you die. That is the method torture people take. That's why a lot of Asian people don't like Japanese people. So what is that? Until now. But burned by the Chinese pirates 1574. After they burned this church, they left symbols, and that is the Chinese lion symbolized to the Chinese is already here. So after they burned this church, they renovated again, made from nipa and bamboo, but accidentally burned by the candle. So they decided to rebuild this made from the stone, but destroyed by earthquake 1880 and rebuilt in 1990. So remember, ma'am, sir, during World War II, this is the last shelter that we have. Everything is destroyed already. So it was used by innocent people to become a last shelter. But they're handled by the Japanese. So the people get idea. The people put a red cross on the top. So American thought that this is a hospital. So that's why they didn't destroy the church. Even American did not bomb the church, the Japanese still killed the people. So this is not only a church, it's also a cemetery. Part of UNESCO World Heritage 1993 and one of the oldest church in the Philippines, 453 years old. Come. The door was made from molave tree. Molave tree is a kind of tree that is for furniture, can live for 500 to 600 years. So there's a two different door. They open the big one for the wedding, and they open the small one for the visitor and month. The guy in the left side, that is Saint Augustine, and the other side is Mama Saint Monica. And then the chandelier is coming from France, 17th century, and the ceiling was made by two Italian guys, 16th century. Okay? Miguel López de Legazpi, the guy who conquered Manila, was buried inside his church, August 21, 1572, and one of his lieutenants, Juan de Salcedo. If Magellan bring the Santo Niño in Cebu, Miguel López de Legazpi also bring the Santo Niño in San Agustin. So that's why we have also the festival of Santo Niño here. Every January 18 to 21 in Tondo. So there's a wedding here, 1 year schedule. Used 250 ships. Ships was made by Philippine and Mexicans and helping together. So as you can see that Magellan was done at the Santo Niño. Similar here in San Agustin when Miguel López de Legazpi also landed and used the Santo Niño to convince people to as a part of Christianity. But usually, there's no other choice if you want to get into Christianity or not, because the Spanish will push you to become one of them because it's not right. There's no other choice. Okay? And as you can see, sir, ma'am, this is one of the ships that survived before when the Mexicans trade to the Philippines for over 250 years. Okay? So Mexicans and Filipinos help each other, but not only in Cebu. Also, Mexicans come here in Manila to trade with us. This is the only ship that survived from the 7th ship. This is what we call the gun ship from Acapulco, or also known the Victoria ship. Okay? So what they do here in the Philippines, they bring something to us, and that is what we call the Guadalupe Shrine. You can find it inside the Fort Santiago, and the other one is what we call the Black Nazareth. I don't know if you know Black Nazareth. Black Nazareth is a kind of a relic of Jesus of Nazareth. Black Jesus was bring by Mexicanos, used the ship to land in Intramuros Park, May 9, 1606. So I don't know if you never heard about the Black Nazareth. Black Nazareth is one of the biggest parade that we have in the Philippines. Last January 9, we have 6.5 Filipinos was attend to the parade, and the parade took 15 hours. So normally, sir, ma'am, that is the shortest. The longest that we have here is 23 hours pa rin. Without shoes, slipper, or even a fancy thing. I don't know if I have a good internet here, so I can show you. No, but this is what it looked like. Me and my family, so I do this kind of devotion for about 7 years, I think. Even my kids, a little one, was walking without
Slippers?
yes, ma'am. That is my kid right there. She's a 7. So yeah, I showed them or showed to her what kind of passion I have. So I want to pass that to her to the next generation. And this is what it looks like. Look at my kid. Even my little one. Yeah. No slipper, no shoes.
Hindi masakit?
Usually, because of you didn't feel anything when you go to the bride. Because of when Jesus sacrificed his life to pay our sin, Jesus did not pay.
No.
So that's why, for me, we have a lot of different religions, Christianity. But as you can see, we have different belief, but same God. And that is the problem in this kind of generation. They fight, arguing, telling you that this is the right, this is the right, this is the right. Right? So that's why people start to fight each other. Exactly. Also, this is kind of spices that bring by Mexican here in the Philippines. We got the pineapple right there. You know that pineapple used to be used for a name of discounting. What we call Philippine. So usually, ma'am, sir, we have 6 names of this country. We got the Land of Potir, or it means the Land of Gold from the Bible. We have La Islas Filipinas, or the Islands of the Philippines. We have Maharlika, or Royal Family. We have the Philippines. So remember, Philip is a name of guy, came from Austria. They call it the King of Austria, or also known the King of Philip, King Philip II. When you use Philip in the English name, they call it Philip. But when you use it from the Spanish, they call it Felipe. So before, they call it Felipe pine. So pine coming from pineapple and Felipe from him. But when American make another government here in the Philippines, American call it Philippines because it's English. But Filipino make our own version, and that is what we call Pilipinas. What we call, yes ma'am, this is what we call the Ilocos food. The little bigger ma'am. The best part is what we call the pizza. This is the best part right here. And originally came from. Okay? So remember that this place right here was owned by Muslim, that is Sulaiman and Matanda. So suddenly when American attacked this city, American colonized us for 40 years, right? But it was also invaded and become a headquarters from British invasion 2 years. That's what we call the Seven War. And usually American made their own barracks, and that is what we call the American barracks right now.
Okay.
And if you remember the Guadalupe Shrine, the Guadalupe Shrine was built by Mexican influence right there at the Santiago.
Okay.
The Virgin there. The picture of him, the picture of her still American bar. Usually American, but American left the cities just because of when Japanese colonized and attacked one of our city, and that is Bataan City. I don't know if you heard about Bataan City. So Japanese attacked first the Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, right? Then American attacked Hiroshima in Japan. After that, the Japanese attacked our city, Bataan City, and they handled 80,000 Filipino innocents. They walked from Bataan to Tarlac 30 days without food, water, or anything. And 15,000 died because of money. So American colonies that they live here tried to save and help the Filipinos, but they failed. So that's why the Japanese occupied this city easily. The Japanese are smart. Japanese use the fortress because this fortress is one of the strongest. This is what we call the triangular wall. And also the problem is we are surrounded by moat. So American used Chinatown, the other side of the river, to bomb the Japanese. Okay? The plan of American is to take away the Japanese inside of Fort Santiago and put them inside the city because Intramuros are open ground, right? But after American took the place, American discovered 600 people died. And that is inside the Fort Santiago, the dungeon of the Fort Santiago. I don't know if you know the guy named General Douglas MacArthur.
Yeah,
The guy who said, I shall return.
Yes.
So he was in prison, then he said, I shall return for the Filipino. But when he landed in Leyte, he said, give me 10,000 Filipino soldiers and I will conquer the world. So that's why the last plan of him, I'm sure, is to destroy everything. Even there's a lot of civilians, people died, there's no other choice. Until General Tomoyoki Yamashita was surrendered August 1, 1946 in Kianga, Ifugao. The question is, normally a lot of people ask, where the gold? Because there's what we call a story here called Yamashita Treasure. Normally that is real story. People call Yamashita a thief because he stole a lot of gold from Asian country. And the last plan of him is to invade or to attack Philippines, stole the gold, and back to Japan. But not yet happened because he surrendered. Right? The question is, where's the gold came from? Or where's the gold right now? So there's a guy named Ferdinand Marcos, the longest president in the Philippines, 20 years. Right? Declared the martial law, the dictator. So he knows a lot of gold here. But it's not stupid to find the gold by his own way. He called people. Then he make a law. He said, all of these found the gold here in 15. But all people that found the gold, they all died. So that's why Imelda Marcos, his wife, find a way just to cover her own husband. And that is to build things, free high schools, universities, market houses for free. Just